Hi guys, welcome back. It is Lupe here. We are on January 23rd. It is a Friday and we're going to be doing our first university update this week at the end of week 1, even though technically the school week is over on Sundays. But I finished off with the first week, so we're going to talk about it. But before we do, I do want to start by reminding you guys that these are my experience, they're my challenges, my point of view, my thoughts, my feelings. Please don't put what you see here when you learn about my journey on other individuals who are blind or visually impaired, because that could be further from the truth. You know, I myself know some individuals who are wickedly intelligent, whose academics are flawless and their technology skills are flawless. And you know, everyone has their weakness and strengths just like everybody else. So with that said, I hope that you will join the community by subscribing. Hopefully if you enjoy this, you will share, like, and if you do, don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Classes for this semester, I'm going to try to go quickly. So Mondays, community engagement research in Latinx and Chicanx communities. This is a class where I was afraid where I would have to go into the community, but I still don't know if we will, but it doesn't seem like we will. I haven't had this class due to Martin Luther King. So my first Tuesday, Thursday class, it's over Zoom in the morning, and that's my elective, which is Environmental Policy, Law, and Society. Not very excited for this class. There was another one I wanted to take, but it was also on campus, and I did not want to get to campus at 7 in the morning, so I was like, no thanks. So my next class on Tuesday is in person, and it is one that I've taken before. The first time around didn't work out, and I was so upset because this is very interesting to me, which is History of the Chicanx Latinx People in California. I'm so excited. So we will see how that class goes. We will get a little bit more into depth into that. My next Tuesday class and my last class is Pre-Columbian Myths in Latin America. That's another class I'm super excited about. I love myths, I love stories, so I can't wait. So professors. So my Monday professor I've only met via email. She seems very nice, very accommodating, willing to ask me questions, see what's best for me. Again, people can change, you know, their personality through email, and then in person it can be a whole different story. So I will see that on Monday. My Zoom professor, the moment she started introducing herself, I was freaking out. She is a board certified lawyer. She has worked at the FBI. She's an author. She has several books published, and one of them has won 3 awards. So I'm freaking out a little bit. So we will see how she goes, how she works out. I feel like she's gonna be my toughest professor yet in my entire history of community college and university. Not just because of her credentials, but her personality is a bit like, she really likes things her way. Like, she was so set on changing people's Zoom names that she was even questioning people's last names because they were a little too Spanish. I don't think she was being racist, but I don't know. She was really weird about it. So we will see how that works. I have emailed her several times. She hasn't acknowledged me at all, even though we have talked a little bit over Zoom during class. So we will see how that goes. My last 2 professors I had last spring 2025, and one of them, which is the myths professor, she's great. Oh, okay, eso mejor.
Oh, ¿y ensalada? Okay.
Sorry, you guys. And it has, you know, she's fantastic still. She's great. She has everything accessible. And then the other one, we are working through things, and she's great. I think she learned a lot last spring, and I'm glad to see it. I'm really glad to see it. Navigation and OSD. So I am very blessed to say that my mom is going with me to campus. So even though I do have to navigate a few of it during the day, she only drops me off. She doesn't stay with me. But I think Monday she will, because it doesn't make sense coming back all the way home. Well, literally by the time she gets here, she had to go back, like not even pull into the drive. Navigation, Ethos and I, we get lost. We do, but we figure it out. And that's okay, you know. So OSD, I did all my requests. I did all the signatures I needed to do. There is a chance that I might need to communicate with them next week because DOR is not doing what they're supposed to. So yeah. Leading into DOR, the Department of Rehabilitation, that helps me with adaptive technology, orientation and mobility, with white canes, anything that I am not able to get myself, they help. As you guys know, they're the ones with my technology. And my appointment for that was August 14, 2025. I was supposed to get my technology anywhere between October and December. I have been reaching out to them since late September, early October, and I barely got a hold of them because I called them like 3 times in a row on Wednesday, and they still didn't have an answer for me. They were like, your file is not even uploaded, so I need to look around to see what's happening. So apparently this entire time they were not even working on it. So it's really, really frustrating. This semester is already crazy. Assignments and other things for school. I do apologize if the lighting's going down. It's kind of like to be 4 p.m. and everyone's getting home and it's getting really loud. But so I am losing my mind at the amount of assignments there are. I want to start with history of California class, which is my first on-campus class. Last spring, nothing was accessible. I was reaching out to them again and again and again, and it was not until the 8th week, which is halfway through the semester, where only 1 textbook was accessible and she has 4. But even when I dropped that semester, she apparently continued working with OSD to get everything on her Canvas accessible, which everything is. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful that I've reached out and I spoke to people over the summer about my experience, because it really made this semester easier for me. We do have an agreement on the workload because she does have a lot of presentations, and I'm already nervous because I was supposed to have my technology by now and I don't, and so I don't know how I'm gonna do presentations. So for her I only have to do one, I think it's like 3 presentations, and focus on the major assignments and forget the little busy work, which she has a lot of busy work, which I'm so grateful for. So that's that. For the myth class, we only have 4 reading assignments, a midterm, a final, which are 2 projects. One's a loteria card, the other one's a card book myth that I'm so excited to talk later on. And I believe we have to lead 1 lecture, which mine, I think it's next week. No, that's for another class. Okay. And so for my Zoom class, I have to lead a lecture as well, but this one I have to do it with the group. I'm going to lead the lecture on February 5th. We're going to be doing it on the Salton Sea. We have to do a research paper. I think we have to do 2 research papers in that class. And she has 3 texts that we have to read. I found 2. I need to look for the 3rd one. So yeah. This week, we just did a lot of introduction assignments, like who are you kind of posts. So yeah. And then again, the last professor I haven't met. I believe with that class and all my classes, actually, we have to lead a lecture. So we will see how those goes, to be honest. I feel like I'm going to really talk to them to see if I can do another task, because presenting is already an extreme hurdle I have to do, and with not having access to a technology that I can at least put bullets on to like follow and like keep my thoughts straight, it's gonna be impossible for me. So I don't know what we're gonna do about those. The Zoom class, it's gonna be okay because I'm gonna be at home and I can be on my computer, and then on my phone I can go with notes. But again, it's gonna be a group work, and my part could be really easy, maybe like introducing everybody, talking a little bit about what we're gonna talk about, and then they can do the facts and everything, you know. So that would be pretty easy. But yeah. So my experience on campus this first week, I want to say that it was actually really simple, really quiet. I have come home so exhausted. I don't know if it's because I'm so anxious about being called on. I'm so anxious about anything and everything. I did get a couple times where I was having worst scenario thoughts, which didn't help, especially the first day. I did have a lot of those. The door's usually right near me, but in front of me, but one of my classrooms is behind me, so that does give me a bit of anxiety, because I feel like I won't be able to maneuver fast enough, you know, just worst scenario cases, to get to the door. It's easier just to get up and move forward instead of getting up, moving backward for me. So that isn't good for my anxiety, but we're working with it. I did get a couple of weird comments. I was wearing a Mini Miki sweatshirt yesterday, a crew neck, and some lady was like weirdly talking to me like I was a toddler, asking me if I liked other princesses or other Disney characters, and she even like grabbed the hem of my sweater when I was like, "Are you talking to me?" Because the way she was talking, I literally thought she was talking to a toddler. So I was like, this is really awkward, and I'm like, I stepped away and like brushed her hand off me, and I'm like, I'm blind, I don't have any intellectual disabilities. I wanted to like snap back, but I'm like, I was like, what? You know, when things like that happen, you're like, what the heck? But anyways, that happened to me. Okay, I don't think I have anything else to say besides that the workload is extremely overwhelming, and I don't know how successful I'm going to be. I'm trying to go day by day and then week by week, because I notice the more that I look ahead, the more anxious I get, and that's not good for my mental health. I'm going to try to stay in the middle, just cruise through this semester, and after that I'll only have one more. So I'm like, just do it, Pity. You can do it. Like, you know, just relax. But I think that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. 1 week done, 15 more to go. See you on the next one.